So just to speak a little briefly about some of the core components of our Save Our Streets programs, we generally speak about it in about 4 to 5 particular pillars that really uphold our work. The first one mentioned a little bit before is a community and street outreach and engagement. Again, relationships are the main vehicle that our work relies on or is built on. And a lot of that is connecting to not only at-risk, but high-risk community members and young people who are impacted on both sides of the violence, right? And what I mean by that are people who are directly survivors of gun violence, as well as people who are perpetrators of gun violence. We connect with them to show different particular spaces in ways that we can approach conflict that doesn't lead to loss of life or someone getting harmed, and also engage them in opportunities, practices, and services that help to build a lot of the root causes why someone might see violence as a viable option or means to a particular end. Other spaces that we do this work is using public education and awareness campaigns to highlight one, again, viewing violence from a public health perspective or a public health lens, which is really important. A lot of the model that we use, which is inspired from the Cure Violence model coming out of Chicago, as well as the building blocks for the New York City Crisis Management System, or CMS for short. We see that violence spreads in the same fashion or pattern of a virus. So that's really important. It also helps to change people's approach from violence being sometimes seen as a political or moral standpoint and seen more as a health epidemic. We also promote, again, safety practices. Sometimes language and techniques are needed to help us find, for lack of a better word, constructive or productive means to resolve conflicts. And again, promoting peace. Peace isn't absent of violence. More so, peace is the foundation for prosperity. And sending that particular message, I believe, is a really important, but also an attractive message that anyone could really gravitate towards. The other parts are around community mobilization. So a lot of that is looking at community events and activities for people to participate in, as well as creating space for community members, residents to be involved through volunteer opportunities. Communities of color have a large foundation in faith and spiritual practices. So we also do a lot of faith-based and clergy organizing to find ways to, again, bring in those strengths. And lastly, local partnerships. We can't do this alone. So we work very closely with local organizations, schools, businesses, city agencies to help spread this particular message of, stop shooting and start living.